Hey guys, it's me again, and this is a little toy I picked up at the flea market there, and I'll give you a little rundown on how this thing, it's a laser unit like you'd find at a club or a disco, and it can project animations, and well, you can program it. So if I flick the switch on here, as you can see, okay, it doesn't work. Yeah, it does. So it's got a little scanner in there that scans the green laser, which is actually down here, and I've got it. There's different modes that it could operate in. One of them is audio, so every time it picks up a beat of music, it'll change the pattern, and then you can also change it from audio to what they call it, auto. I think it is auto. Auto will cycle through pre-programmed designs, patterns at a specific interval, and then there's one called 512. And what 512 does is 512 allows you to control it using the DMX 512 protocol using a computer. And that's what I'm going to show you. I'm going to demonstrate that on this video. But let's just put this up on the wall first of all to see what exactly what it does. So here we're looking at it in auto mode, and it'll just cycle through various patterns. It's hard for the camera to focus on something like this. I probably need to set the camera up in a different mode. But this is the auto mode, and if I switch it over to audio, there's audio mode. Audio mode will, every time it picks up a sound, will change. So to the beat of music, it will change. The other mode is 512, which is controlled by a computer, which is cool. The problem is, this is the connecting cord that is used to connect it. It has your standard USB, but it also has this little dongle, which has got a printer connector on it. And there is active electronics in here. Now, this was one of the earlier designs that was developed to stop people from bootlegging software. They came up with a hardware key, a dongle, so to speak, that had to match the software. The software wouldn't run without the dongle. The problem is now trying to find a computer that has a parallel port and a USB port. Oh, and it also has to run an old operating system because the software won't run under Windows 7 or Windows 8, but it will run under Windows XP. So I found me an old computer, and we're going to try this thing out here. We're going to film the results. So here's the old computer I'm going to use. It's an old IBM ThinkPad. On the back of this old computer, we've got the parallel port, so we can connect the dongle, and the other end of the dongle just plugs into the USB port. And I've already loaded the software, so let's boot this thing up, and I'll show you how we can go about controlling this laser unit. Okay, once the system boots up, it just starts cycling through all the stored images that are stored inside the laser unit. We have this old computer booted up now, and I'm going to launch the laser control software. So it's CNL Studio is the one I'm going to use. And basically there's a couple modes of operation. One, you can have it display your animations in what's called a show mode, or you can put it in edit mode. And I'm going to put it first of all in show mode, just to run through some of the animations that I've got stored in the unit here. So when I start it up in show mode, I should be able to run this thing and bring things up by just keep pressing keys. So I can press different keys and it will do different things, like have my running horse or have my walking dinosaur. This is really neat because you can do things on the fly. You've got mail. So you can have all these different animations and just have a hotkey for the different animations that you want to bring up. So for someone doing a live show, you know, they can switch by just tapping a key. They can switch to the different, some can be stationary, others are moving. They can switch to the different animations. And you can edit. The thing is, you can edit this. Now, it's not easy to do. This is the software here. First of all, the instructions are written in Chinese, which doesn't really help matters. Although at least it shows up in English here on the screen. But the directions on it are not the easiest thing to do. But if I put it in edit mode, for example, which will stop the animation from playing, over here on the switches, I can go through and I can select each individual frame one at a time. And it'll go through. These are all the frames that are programmed in, one frame at a time. And I'm also able to click on, if I click on the star, for example, here, it'll bring up a star. So I can click on the base. If I click on this one that says Kent, for example, you'll see that it'll bring up the word Kent. So these are all things you can program in, and it actually uses another piece of software called CNL Draw. This is the laser control. You can draw your slides up, and you know, I've done a few. This thing, when I got it last year, it had a lot of stuff pre-programmed into it. I have managed to program a few things. I programmed Happy Halloween, and I drew a very crude pumpkin. And at Halloween time, I put this out and have it shining on my driveway. I just have it cycling between the three of them like that. I was going to do another one for Christmas, but I got lazy. But that's basically how this thing works. And you can basically make it say anything you want, anything at your imagination. You can put words up. What would be neat is if you could make it display the time. Wouldn't that be something? Have a clock displayed on the wall using a laser. That would be cool. But anyway, that's just a little quick demonstration here of my little laser unit that I picked up. We'll go back to show mode again. And that is it. It's a little quick demonstration. So say these things were thousands upon thousands of dollars a few years back. Now they've got colored lasers out, and you know, the colored ones are the big bucks, and these single color green units or red units or yellow units, they can be had relatively inexpensively. Now, so there it is. Here's the demonstration of my laser unit.